Hi everyone, I'm Elle from Elevate Health. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I'm a holistic nutritionist and mama, and my channel will focus on nutrition, health, wellness, parenting, and motherhood. So today's video will focus on the environment and how you can live a more sustainable life. This topic really became more important to me as I became a holistic nutritionist. I started to question the air that we're breathing, the water that we're drinking, and the soil that we're growing our food in. However, when I became a mom, I started really questioning things, and I started thinking about what my impact in the environment would be and how I could set a good example for my son and also for other families that want to live this sustainable life. And I couldn't imagine doing this video with anyone other than my very close friend, Irina Andreea. Now, she is a wellness guru, she's a personal trainer, and she's also an advocate for the environment that's inspired me so much in this space. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce my girlfriend, Irina Andreea. Hi guys!
Hi,
Thanks so much for coming on my channel.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So I'd love to know what makes you so passionate about the environment. I've seen so much on your social media lately, like promoting eco-friendliness and sustainability. So yeah, tell us why.
I think the main reason would be that it's gotten so bad that we absolutely cannot ignore it, and it's come to a point where we have to try to play our part and have to try to do our best to hopefully reverse or at least make less of an impact on our earth. So kind of start up, I love the outdoors, I've always loved natural, sustainable products, and when I do explore and I go on hikes and I go out to all these beautiful places in the world, the number one thing that was standing out was all this garbage that's everywhere that people just so mindlessly just throw away. And I think that as a culture we're kind of moving in that direction, and we need to bring more of that awareness and more of that care that we live our lives with. So for me, at first I thought that really there was no hope. I'm like, we've just done so much damage that what can I do as a single person? Then I got into a really negative headspace, and then there was kind of a shift in social media. Maybe it was the accounts that I started following. I started following more accounts that focus on sustainability and making changes, and every single day I saw these accounts and I got more inspired to do something and hold myself accountable for all these things that it's so easy to be like, oh, I can't do it, so I'll just continue doing what I'm doing now. What difference does it make?
Totally.
And the thing is, one person can do something and inspire another person, and it kind of just dominoes, right? So
yeah, it's a cascade effect for
sure.
I
told myself that now, we have so much information at our fingertips and so many amazing companies that are trying to do better. So why not kind of team up with these people and build a whole community of people that want to make a change and make our Mother Earth more wonderful.
That's beautiful. Awesome. So I'd love to give our viewers some quick swaps that they could do in their own home to make their own lives sustainable, that are really quite easy and are sometimes overlooked in our society today. So as a busy mom and nutritionist, I spend a lot of time in the kitchen and the grocery store, and I noticed that this was an area where I was bringing a lot of plastic into our home. So to combat this, I started using reusable bags like this, and you can reuse this bag 100 times. Think about all the plastic bags that you would be replacing doing that. So I highly recommend you to, put a couple of these in your car at the front door so you never forget them. Next up, I use these little mesh bags, and inside I'll put any delicate produce or produce that I need to really bag, which is not surprisingly too many things. You really don't need to bag that much, but when I do, I use these, hand wash them after, and they're awesome. Last but not least, my personal favorite, I love these little bags by Stashers. You can sous vide with them, you can put them in the freezer, they're dishwasher safe, and they're especially incredible for children. They're made from high-grade silicone, so they're super safe, and yeah, I really, really recommend this product.
So if any of you guys are like me, I'm a coffee lover, and I would love to ideally sit in a coffee shop and have my coffee there, have my me time, and kind of set the tone for the day. But generally, I'm on the go. I always have clients, so I'm kind of in and out of the coffee shop, and I always take my coffee in the disposable cups, which was brought to my attention recently by Elle, are actually not recyclable. Only that cardboard sleeve is. The rest of it ends up in our landfill, and it just sits there and piles up. So I had this in the back of my mind, and every time I was buying these coffee cups, I just started feeling more and more guilty over it. So I decided I had to make a change, especially if it's a habit that I'm doing daily. So I decided to get a keep cup, and I can take my coffee to go and not feel guilty about it. And on top of that, I noticed that I'm walking on the street and I see people kind of eyeing my keep cups. So I know that I'm doing something good, even if I just plant a tiny little seed and maybe get them to think about their consumption of the coffee cups. I think every one of us can inspire somebody and just have a little bit less impact.
The next swap I want to talk about became super profound for me when I found out that 1 billion plastic bottles end up in our landfill alone. Even when you think about this number, even if you are recycling, that is a huge magnitude of plastic that we could really essentially get rid of. And how, you might ask? With a reusable bottle. So these come in different materials, different colors, different styles, but one of these can replace thousands of bottles. I take mine everywhere. I have one in the car, I have numerous at home, and there's really nothing better.
And for our last swap, it's another concern with single-use plastics, plastic bottles, but more in the form of household cleaning products or conditioners, shampoos, any kind of body product that we buy in these plastic bottles. We use them and then we just, again, recycle the bottles or just throw them in the trash. So there's a lot of companies now that are coming out with refill options. So we went to 2 different places in Toronto that we're going to link below, Saponetti's and Bear Market, where you can bring the containers, and they also have the containers that you can buy, or you can bring your own containers and you just refill them with the product, and then once you run out, you go back, you get them refilled, and again, it's just one less thing to feel guilty about, and just know that you're playing your part.
Alright guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We had such a pleasure shooting this video for you guys, and we hope that you learned something new. We would absolutely love it if you could share some of your personal favorite eco-friendly swaps in the comment section below. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye!